Hey guys, what's going on? Just doing an update video here on the little indoor hydroponics setup I have. You know, it's definitely a learning curve on a tremendous amount of levels, but it's a lot of fun. Anyways, if you see my last video, you noticed that I had a question for the experts about the pH, or not the pH, but what was happening. I had a bunch of stuff, you know, collecting on the bottom, which, you know, from all things I've read, that's where the nutrients are coming out of suspension because of some reason or the other. Well, and as you also know, I couldn't check my pH to get an answer because my dogs chewed it up. But here we go. Got a new pH meter, a cheap one. But you know, I'm gonna use it for a while and see how it works. So far, I like it. It came in a nice little case. It's only like 20 bucks, so we'll see. But anyways, when I got it, I checked the water that I had been using, and I didn't change none of the water and nothing until I got this meter. So, you know, that first bit was in there for about 3 weeks, which is, you know, too long. Anyways, when I got done checking it, the pH was, you know, I think 7.7 or something. No good. Anybody that knows anything about hydro or growing stuff knows that's just not gonna, you're not gonna do well with that. So I'm not sure if that's what caused the nutrients to come out of suspension. Maybe somebody knows. If you do, hey, I'd appreciate hearing it. But I'm going to go ahead and retry this again. And one thing also too, if you ever check the pH of your water straight out the tap, you say, okay, great, my pH is 7. Well, give it a little time, because I did a thing, and actually the water dried up. I was going to show you guys. But I did a little test thing. I got some water and I tested it straight out the tap, 7.1. I let it sit for about 2 days, tested it, 8.5. So that's what's happening inside of here. And I mean, when I put my nutrients and stuff in it, it draws down the pH, my starting level, to about, you know, 6.2 or something like that, I think, when I have my old meter. But lo and behold, that water problem, and I have nasty water, so that's probably part of it. It's not nasty, it's just really super hard. Comes out of the faucet about 285 parts per million. So anyways, what I've done this time is I went ahead and took some water out the tap and I adjusted it down to beginning to 6. So hopefully that's going to make up for the difference. We'll see. I don't really want to have to adjust it a bunch during the cycle of it growing, but I'll see what happens with that. Anyways, what I'm using is that Master Blend stuff, MHP Gardener, and I'm following his recipe mixing instructions, which is 12 grams of that for a 5-gallon bucket, 6 grams of Epsom salt, 12 grams of calcium nitrate. And you put the fertilizer in first, mix it in, put in the Epsom salt, mix it in good, then put in your calcium nitrate and mix it in good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. I'm not going to bore you with all that stuff, but that's just some information I find to be helpful. Maybe you'll find it helpful. I'm going to get back with you and show you what's going on actually with the plants. Anyway, so just hold on right there a second, guys, okay? Okay, guys. You know, one other thing too, I just got to mixing all this stuff up. One thing you want to make sure is that your pH meter is reading accurate. And what this is here is just a calibration fluid. And what I do is I always check it. And I've been kind of doing some testing with this thing, and it's actually holding it pretty true. I don't have to do really a lot of calibrating. Once I got it dialed in, which it came pretty close, I've been checking this pretty often. Every time I do a check, and it comes out, you know, 7.0, which is what this says. Maybe 7.05, because this meter here has an extra digit on the end, which if you try to get that thing to stabilize, you'll drive yourself nuts. So as long as it's 6.5, 6 point whatever, not 6.55, and you're worried about 6.55 not being 6.56, well, I wouldn't worry about that too much. But anyways, so yeah, just get you some of this stuff. I don't think this is like 20 bucks. It'll probably last quite a long time. So I got the stuff mixed. Anyways, I'm going to put it in here, and I've actually let it sit for a little bit. I don't see really nothing falling out in the bottom. You know, I've had it mixed for a little bit. None of the solution seems to be coming out of suspension. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in to the reservoir. And I mix this to 5 gallons at a time, realistically. And I tell you, if I can get this solid stuff dialed in, I'm really going to be happy, because comparatively, now it is a little bit more of a pain in the butt than using liquid, don't get me wrong. And the liquid stuff I was using was getting pretty darn good results, but the price factor is a big difference. Another thing too, and I'm not saying anything about anybody selling stuff on Amazon, but I've seen these packages where it's got it all mixed together. It's got the fertilizer, the calcium nitrate, the Epsom salt, whatever, and it's all mixed in one bag, ready for you just to spoon in your system. From anything I've read and stuff, that's just not the way to do it. Okay, hey, if it works for you, good. And I was reading some of the reviews. People bought that. They were really upset. They said this stuff doesn't grow, and had a bunch of stuff in the bottom of my thing. But so far, what I can tell from this fertilizer, it seems to be doing pretty well. So, and listen, Bobby on MHP Gardener, he's got 80,000 subscribers, and you see the stuff he grows. I mean, it works. So, anyways, let me go ahead and get this stuff put in, and then I'll just give you a rundown of what's going on. And if anything doesn't look that great, it's not because of it, it's because of me. So hopefully we'll get some of this stuff dialed in. All right, hold on. Anyways, here's the beans that were in that little, 10-gallon box I had. Now it's got an air stone in it, and I'm actually getting some beans up in there. I got a couple of good sized ones on here. It's kind of hard to find. I noticed one thing though. This is another thing. I have a 2300 watt and a 6500 watt, and the side that has the 2300 watt has been doing a lot better on the growth. The pineapples are looking good. I know we got some brown frayed ends here, but that's nothing. I'm actually kind of happy. If you look inside here, see them roots coming out of the boys? It's been a long while since I took my aquaponics to get that going. So they're actually growing pretty well. These are part of the bromeliad family I was looking at. And bromeliads, they like to get water down in these cracks. So I've been just taking a little bit of nutrient solution and putting it down in there, feeding them that way. Pineapple, tomato, yeah. Well, I kind of got it knocked over and broke a bunch of stuff. Now this has two 6500 watt lights in it. And one thing I noticed, it just grows, boom, right up into the light. That's why it's so tall. Even when I had a light right on top of it, it was burning the leaves. It actually started growing so fast. The other tomato is making a nice little rebound. Probably needs a lot more trimming, a lot more other stuff to it. If I get the solution, the nutrients dialed in, I'm sure it's going to be turning around pretty good. And the old cucumber down here is actually doing quite well. And I even have a little flower on there, so we'll see if I can get some stuff out of that. So anyways, that's an update on the indoor grow right here that's going on, guys. The nutrient solution. I'll keep you in touch with what's going on, and as I learn stuff, I'll share it. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching, and if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe and tell me what you think. Look forward to the feedback. Y'all have a good one. Bye.